students. Today we are going to talk about a new grammar lesson. This lesson is going to be the past perfect tense. First of all, let's have a look at the formation of the verb. Form of the verb. The present for the past perfect, okay, we have here the subject plus the auxiliary had and past participle of the verb. For example, let's have an example. They had met before. Okay, so here the past perfect here had met. Okay. Also we have to say that the auxiliary had can be contracted on this way. Had can be contracted to apostrophe D. So I can say instead of I had, I can contract it to I'd, and so on. He had, she had. Alright, we can contract it on this way. So this is the way we can contract the auxiliary had. Also in the negative, we have to mention that when I say I had seen her before. Okay, so I can put this verb into negative by adding not. Okay, so and contraction, so I can say I hadn't, alright, seen her before. So this is the way we put the auxiliary had into negative. Had becomes had not and hadn't. So this is the first part about how to form the past perfect tense. Now let's move to the second part, which is about, okay, when to use the past perfect. We can use the past perfect in three cases. First case, look here at this drawing. Let's imagine this is some kind of timeline. This is now, and this is the past. Okay, here in the past perfect, we will talk about two actions in the past. Two actions in the past. Alright, as you see here, this is the first action, and this is the second one. Okay, so we have a sequence of actions. First action, the action which happened first, and then the second action which followed. Alright, the rule says the first action should be in the past perfect. And the second action should be in the past simple. Let's have an example on that. When I say, okay, she, or let's say, for example, after she had eaten dinner, she went to bed. Okay, so here we have a sequence of actions. Which action happened first? Yes, had eaten dinner. Alright, and what about the second action? The second action is went to bed. So the first action, as we see here, we put it into the past perfect, and the second action, we put it into the past simple. Okay, so this is about the first case in which we can use the past perfect. Secondly, okay, we talked about the first case in which we use the past perfect. We said that when I have two actions in the past, okay, the first action or the action that happened first should be in the past perfect, and the action that followed or the second action is in the past simple. Now let's talk about the second use, or where we can use the past perfect Look here, we can use wish or if only. Okay, we use it a lot. But, okay, if we use the past perfect here, okay, so we are talking about regret. Okay, regret in the past. Let's have an example. For example, let's talk about a student who failed. Okay, for example, when he says, I wish I had studied harder. In fact, he failed, but he regrets, alright? Using the past perfect with wish. Okay, so after wish, we can use the past perfect to talk about regret of the past. Okay? So this is the second case. The last one. Okay, when you talk, okay, or when you change from direct speech in, speech marks, okay, when you change it to the reported speech, okay, of course, if you remember, when we talk about the direct speech is the speech that someone said exactly, so that's why we put it into speech marks. But the reported speech is the speech that we report about someone else. Okay, so when we change from direct to the reported, we change the tense and other changes. One of these changes, okay, if we have here past simple, okay, when I change to reported, it will be, alright, past perfect. Let's have an example about this. When I say, the teacher said, you passed the exam. Alright? So, this is of course direct speech. Let's try to change it into reported. Okay, so we will say the teacher said, alright, that we can use it or not. Okay, you, we change the pronoun, alright, for example, I. Okay, here. This is past simple. This is past simple. So when we change it to the past perfect. So yes, had passed. Okay, the exam. Alright, so this is the third case in which we use the past perfect. So that's all about the past perfect. We talked first about the formation of the verb. We said that the past perfect, alright, consists of the auxiliary had and the past participle. Then we talked about the three cases in which we use the past perfect. And that's all for today. And thank you for listening to me. And goodbye with your teacher, Mr. Ikram. Thank you.